Good morning, good evening, or good afternoon, wherever or whenever you are. Welcome to Ring Talk, brought to you by Free State Sports. I'm Andrew, joined here by both of my co-hosts, Mike and Saquon. How are you guys doing this evening?
I'm great. Saquon's finally back on the podcast.
Yep, long time no see. Glad to be back.
Hell yeah.
Didn't have other obligations this week.
Did not have.
What was funny, I don't know if you caught the podcast last week, Saquon, but I made a joke towards the end of the episode saying, make sure you join us to see if Saquon's back or not.
Oh, did you? Oh, yeah. My God.
Saquon doesn't
I think the biggest... No, I only watch when Mike just has bloopers and Andrew has every fact known to the man.
So every episode, got it.
Yeah.
That's all. I'm just
nothing but facts and Mike's bloopers over here on Free State Sports Podcast.
That's what I do.
Yeah.
I'm the blooper.
Speaking of facts, did you guys know that the Earth is flat? No, I'm kidding.
Oh, Lord have mercy.
I'm kidding. Anyway, we have a pretty good WrestleMania build-up episode for you guys today. This isn't going to be our predictions video. That should come a little bit closer to WrestleMania. Which I don't think Mike will be present for, but I'm welcome to take his predictions.
I shall try my best to be. Who knows, I mean, we'll find out one way or another. Stay tuned to find out.
Yeah, well, Mike be on the next episode of Free State Sports Podcast.
For those that don't know, I have a move coming up, so I'm all over the place. That's why.
Yep.
All right, so let's kick this off with a very controversial subject happening in the WWE right now, which is Shinsuke Nakamura's mistreatment. And he's been mistreated for a while by the WWE. Everyone feels that way. He did great in every promotion he did, and he comes to WWE. He hasn't won a WrestleMania match. Free my man Shinsuke.
Yeah.
LA Knight ends up beating Shinsuke Nakamura to win the United States Championship back. How'd you guys feel about this?
Saquon, you want to go first?
Absolutely. I didn't know much about Shinsuke when he first initially came to WWE, but I did witness his uprising through NXT with his strong style. And then even when he was going to the main roster, I was looking forward to it. He was known when he came up and Asuka came up, they had a big fan base behind him. I believe his downfall was winning the Royal Rumble. Same thing with Asuka. The only difference is Asuka has been propelled. Shinsuke has been really stagnant. A lot of the community, including myself, agree that Shinsuke should have never lost against AJ at Mania. And once again, I think that's when it went downhill. Even to now, I think he's just been disrespected in the worst of ways. And I told you guys off podcast, I wouldn't be upset if Shinsuke was to leave WWE. His contract just expires and he doesn't decide to resign. I'm thankful for the years he served with the WWE, but I think he will be a top star elsewhere and just be used more properly, like if he was to go to New Japan or some indie show back home.
I would agree with that. I thought we were finally going to get like a strong Shinsuke run when he came back last year. What was it, like right after WrestleMania, I think, last year?
When he challenged Seth Rollins.
Yeah. I thought that he was finally going to have a legit run because, he got the whole new like samurai get-up type thing, which looked sick. His presentation was sick. Felt like he was finally poised for something big. And then, I don't know, he fizzled out right around the time that LA Knight beat him for the title, which he didn't have very much of a title reign at all. So
there was no build up. I think he held it for 3 months and only had one or two defenses, ?
Yeah, it was very weird.
I think it was like 2 defenses, with the second defense being the loss, right?
I think so.
Something like that.
And I completely forgot about the Seth Rollins match. I remember us talking about it off podcast that we all agreed that he should have won that match. They booked Seth heavily. I think that was because they were building up towards Mania last year.
Yeah. I'm kind of disappointed. There's a lot of rumors. I don't know if it's been confirmed or not, his contract expiring or whatever. But I don't know. I feel like there's not much for him in WWE at this point. I just don't think they have plans for him, to be honest with you.
Yeah, it's a shame too. It really is, because once again, he's a great talent, but I do believe that he's being wasted away. and he shouldn't. It's crazy to think that he's been in WWE for, I believe, 8 years, 9 years. He has not won the WWE championship, and he's had
Yeah.
so many opportunities to, and he hasn't.
I feel like he's one of the guys that like kind of got ruined by Vince, and then by the time management changed, there was like no room for him to fit into the plans.
Oh, for sure, for sure.
Well, on the flip side, Io Sky shocked everyone on the Elimination Chamber after Raw. No one really expected her to walk away with the championship. I don't know if you guys did.
I did not at all.
I did not.
But she did end up beating Rhea Ripley, and this sets up a future match between her and Bianca Belair, and possibly Rhea Ripley. We'll get on that subject later. The question is, how did you guys feel about this?
I actually kind of liked it. I like surprise title wins like that every now and then. And I'm a big fan of Rhea, but I feel like she's kind of ran her course for me, to be honest with you. And I'm a big fan of Io Sky. I feel like she still has yet to show us her full potential. So I was all for it. I liked it a lot, to be honest with you.
Yeah, I understand that. I feel like Rhea was better as a heel champion instead of a face champion.
100%.
Saquon, your thoughts?
Oh, for sure. I've been complaining since the Levesque reign has been started that I've been tired of the predictable matches that have been going on since his reign, even though he has been kindling to the fans. So for this to happen completely threw me off for a loop. I think we were all wrong. I am looking for potentially her, Bianca, and Rhea Ripley to have a match. It seemed like they're booking her to be the baby face slash underdog, and really she isn't. I do hope that this isn't one of those reigns that's forgettable. I know we talked about previously how Liv Morgan and Rhea and a few other superstars, when they get the belt, it's like what happened, like what matches come to mind when we see those people with the belt. So I'm looking forward to it. She's a great champion. I've been watching her since NXT, and anytime that she's in the ring, she always put on highlights. We saw it during Survival Series War Games this year and last year.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I have no cons to say about it.
That's fair.
That is very fair. And then my next question, I feel like we've all touched on this just a little bit. What did you guys think of Rhea Ripley's title run?
I thought it was good. I mean, I enjoyed it, but I also felt like it was time for it to end pretty soon. So I enjoyed it. I like Rhea Ripley. I like her style. She, like I said, has kind of gotten stale for me, but also I think she's one of the most impressive women on the roster. So I think she had a good little title reign, especially with the whole Judgment Day feud with Liv Morgan and all that good stuff too. So
yeah,
I enjoyed it.
I did like that Judgment Day turn, her being able to beat Liv to get her title back. I thought that was fun.
She also made Liv look the best that Liv has ever looked.
That's
Completely
true.
agree with that.
That's true. Saquon, your thoughts?
Yeah, I like the Rhea reign that she had. She put on spectacular matches, like what Michael and even you had said previously. She was much better as a heel than a face, because similar to Charlotte Flair, when she tries to be the opposite of what she usually is, it doesn't, it doesn't look well. So seeing her as a face was a good mix here and there. I think my only negative thing to say about her is really her promos, because she did have some great promos, and then here and there they seem kind of like they seem kind of like that could have hit better. But for the most part, yeah, she put on spectacular matches every time she's on.
I still say that her best promo was in the build-up to the War Games match, where she just sprinted down to the ring and yelled War Games and headbutted Liv Morgan.
Straight to the point.
I'm playing footsie with my co-host over here, Mike.
It's okay if you're jealous.
All right, that's a great transition into the next topic. John Cena's heel run.
Hey, that is actually a pretty good transition.
We talked about the shock of John Cena turning heel and how impactful that was. We had our first viewing about 6 days ago at the time of this recording, in Brussels, Belgium. How'd you guys feel about John Cena's promo and him getting absolutely silenced by Cody?
Saquon, you want to go first?
Absolutely. I liked it. It wasn't forced. He said what was on his mind. It seemed like it was legit. It was real. He said he wasn't going to change his attire. He wasn't going to change his theme song. He's going to stay who he is. But what he says is going to be completely different. I was one of those fans that thought he was going to switch up to a different theme song and then maybe come out with his camo shorts, some black tops, and maybe get rid of them high top socks. But from what I've seen, yeah, I wish. I hope so. But, he has to sell that merch somehow. He's the best selling merchandise person since, 20 years, 25 years, or whatever it may be.
Yeah.
But I like what I saw. We don't expect anything less from John. So when he's on the mic, he puts on. When he's in the ring, he puts on. I know he's going to be popping up more frequently. We already got the dates from WWE. So I'm expecting this to be a banger of a match leading up to WrestleMania.
I agree with all that. I think we all really enjoyed the John Cena heel turn. And when we did our, our elimination, whenever we previewed the Elimination Chamber, whatever episode that was, I think we had kind of mentioned people having theories about John Cena potentially turning heel, but I thought it was really well done. I really, really enjoyed that segment, and obviously so did the crowd. They went nuts. And I think since then, in that promo that he had last Raw, I really enjoyed that too. Like Saquon said, it's a very real-life style promo. There hasn't been much to say about it negatively. It's been everything I wanted. I kind of wanted some new attire and stuff at first too, but I really like the angle he's doing where he's just doesn't think the fans deserve any of that. I really like the way that they're doing it. And I like seeing the reaction on little kids' faces in the crowd when the camera zooms in on them.
Yeah, that was great. Just a flashback to the heel turn in general, right? The signs were there. I feel like more people should have seen this coming,
Yeah.
Because he wasn't even being the normal John Cena. Everyone thought, oh, he's not going to do the path like The Rock did, He's going to earn his spot.
Yeah.
He's going to come and be full-time, But the fact that he hasn't been showing up for shows, the fact that he loses the Rumble and says, I'm going to do what's best for business. I'm entering the chamber. Knowing full well he didn't earn that spot.
Right.
And the seeds of the other superstars planting that Cena never earned his spot. And he was just given his spot. So, I feel like they were planning this. And maybe they're just throwing some stuff in there. But, on that lines, though, Cena is going to have 2 more dates prior to WrestleMania. That is confirmed, of course. He's going to be on back-to-back weeks in Glasgow, Scotland, and then in London, England on March 24th and March 31st.
Hey, one of those is tomorrow at the time of the recording.
Yeah, so he's going to make an appearance tomorrow. Obviously, we're not going to be covering that, sadly. But we'll be covering it, what happened with that, on the 30th? Well, the 29th.
Something like that.
30th,
yeah.
whatever.
Yes, question mark.
Prior to John Cena's next one.
Right.
So this is when I had this script written out for last week. This is where I would have asked you guys, what do you guys expect from John Cena's heel run? But we kind of understand what we already should expect. You know what I mean? We shouldn't expect anything. This is just a different Cena.
Yeah. I feel like it's not going to last very long, though. Personally.
You do?
I don't think he's going to leave WWE as a bad guy.
Now, here's something interesting, right? Cena's scheduled, right, for both nights of WrestleMania. The 19th and the 20th. This is release of confirmed all of Cena's dates. They have them on here, April 19th, April 20th. And then he's going to be at Backlash. on May 10th. That's pretty interesting. I don't know what to really read into that too much. And we'll drop more theories as they come up. But that could be almost confirmation he's winning a title, given that he's going to be at Backlash.
Yeah, that's interesting.
Then he's confirmed at Tampa, Florida for a main event. Knoxville, Tennessee for SmackDown. Lexington, Kentucky for SmackDown. And Grand Rapids for SmackDown. And then I would have asked, what do you guys expect out of John Cena's heel run? So, do you guys have any expectations before I move on?
For me, pretty much just what I said. I think he's eventually going to... I don't know if he'll necessarily turn on The Rock, but I think at some point he's going to either double-cross somebody or just turn back at some... Maybe... I don't know. At some point this year, obviously.
He going to be a good guy again.
Yeah. I mean, yeah. I don't expect it to last long. I think it's just something to please the fans before he retires, which is fine with me. I'm still excited to see what he'll do with it.
I'm just happy to see John Cena give The Rock a rub.
Yeah. 3 times in a lifetime.
That's right.
Well, it's 4 times now, huh?
Is it? Yeah, 4
Yeah,
times.
because of Mania last year. Speaking of WrestleMania, though, we have some confirmed matches, and then we're going to move into some predictions or theories, right? On the confirmed match side, we have John Cena and Cody Rhodes for the undisputed title. Jey Uso versus Gunther for the World Heavyweight title. We talked a lot in depth about Cena versus Rhodes, which is why I'm kind of glossing over that. How do you guys feel about this build going on between Jey Uso and Gunther?
I really liked it before.
I'm laughing because I already know what you're about to bring up.
Yeah. I think everybody does.
Yeah, do.
I liked it. I liked it a lot before this past incident happened.
Incident? What are you talking about, Mike?
Well,
Mike, what are you talking about?
I don't know if you caught it, but there was a segment where there was, what had happened was there had been a segment where Jay was supposed to hit a suicide dive. Actually, before that,
let's talk about what happened before that.
The finish of the match. I don't know if it was supposed to be a spear or what.
It was supposed to be a spear.
It was 100% a crossbody.
It
was called as a crossbody. And they buried my man Theory.
And buried my man Jay at the same time.
Jay got back up. And he was supposed to hit a suicide dive, but instead he hit or I guess over the top rope maneuver, but instead he hit a top dollar maneuver and fell on his neck.
I was about to be like, yeah, he botched a suicide. I was like, oh, was that Jay? I thought that was top dollar. But no, that was crazy.
I cut him some slack, and I said it in our group chat that, it was an overseas thing, and they, jet lag and all that, I guess. I don't know. But, boy, it was painful to watch. And I feel really bad for Jay, because now all the people that were saying that he didn't deserve the Rumble win are all up in him.
Yeah.
Deservingly so, though. Deservedly so. That was a rough botch to have. Not to mention the fact that, they are killing Theory.
Yeah.
I haven't seen him lose so many matches.
I still want a babyface run for Austin Theory. Justice for Theory.
I just want Theory to be okay.
He hasn't been the same since Vince left for the right and wrong reasons, if we're being honest.
Yeah. His title reign was lackluster.
I hope he turns at WrestleMania. That's what I would like to see.
If he's even on the card.
You might have a backstage segment.
Gunther is carrying this, honestly.
For sure. For sure.
It was so awkward after. I don't even think they needed to send Gunther out to continue to carry Jay week after
I feel like
week.
Gunther was probably at ringside right before his spot. He was probably like, is he okay? Am I still supposed to go in there?
I've said it before, and I think I did get a little bit backlash from it. I don't know what it is, but Hunter, when it comes to PLEs, I usually grade them a 70 and above. But when it comes to the live shows, is very iffy, and I stand on that. And we can take it back to when Cody was going up against Roman Reigns a year or so ago. The build-up was similar to Jay's right now. He would go out, he would have all these matches, and he would literally squash guys.
Mhm.
And Roman would, put the match over without even being there. Same thing with Gunther to a degree. Like Gunther is putting this match over without having to do twice as much work as Jay. I'm not sure
Well,
why they're. I don't know. I don't get it.
I would disagree with that on the premise that it the fans carried that rivalry. The Rock carried that rivalry last year. It
Oh, for
wasn't
sure.
Roman. In fact, Roman was kind of a second thought if you really think about it.
You think so?
I do. I truly do think so. Roman, like, it was all about The Rock and Cody. Roman was just the puppet. And I think we commented on that.
We possibly did. Possibly.
But I do agree that I don't know. This one's a little hard to get through. There's a lot of dissenters on Jay right now, and it's like
It's not a good look.
no, it's not, and it's like I understand. It's rough. It's rough. He lost that Saturday night main event to Gunther already, and then you're gonna have him
Yep.
win the Rumble the next week.
Yep.
Right.
I'm right there with you, Saquon.
I've said before, and I'll say it again. If you want to make someone strong, you don't book them to squash somebody. You book them in 15 to 30-minute matches where there are bangers.
Yeah.
If the J match, because per rumors that we heard of, the J match was supposed to be 11 minutes, right? If that was an 11-minute match and it actually made Theory look strong and also Jay look strong, that might have propelled it. But since you have Jay on a semi-weekly basis having these issues or bumps with the same person, it doesn't propel the feud leading up to WrestleMania at all. Now, if he goes up against, say, okay, cool, last week he goes up against Theory, then this week he goes up against someone like Penta, and then for next week he goes up against whomever, right? And they're 15 to 20-minute matches. That's how you properly book somebody, right?
Right.
Not what they're doing right now, and they need to fix it because they only have a couple more weeks left.
Moving on, we have Bianca Belair versus Io Sky, which is a confirmed match, but also the shoehorn of Rhea Ripley, possibly. How are you guys feeling about this match? If it's just Bianca and Io, or if it's Bianca, Io, and Rhea?
It's going to be a triple threat.
I agree.
I agree.
It is.
But I'm just kind of using some coverage here, you know?
No, for sure.
Yeah.
It might not be. It might be because, like, both Bianca and Io are already faces. It might be Rhea.
I feel
coming
like
at
Bianca's
Mania.
still gonna turn heel. To be honest with you, it would be kind of cool if, I don't know, maybe she does something like the same type of attack angle that they just did, but somebody attacks Rhea so she can't compete, and then you find out that it was Bianca or something. I don't know. There's a lot of interesting ways they could do it, but I still think Bianca's gonna turn heel either at WrestleMania or right after. To be honest with you,
Okay.
but I like the match. To answer your question.
Okay.
If it wasn't clear, I have Io retaining.
You have Io retaining.
Yeah, and for the last match, since no one threw out a prediction out there, I have Gunther retaining. I don't know if we're doing predictions right now. Are we doing predictions right now?
I wasn't
Falcons?
going to do predictions, but we can do predictions. I'm fine with that.
That's fine with me.
No.
Okay, cool. No, that's cool. I have Jay beating Gunther at Mania.
I also have Jay beating Gunther at Mania.
And I will have...
So just me.
I don't know. I want Io to retain, but the WWE loves Bianca Belair.
I think it's going to be
Yeah.
Bianca.
So I'm alone for 2 matches. Oh my god.
I think Bianca's going to have a heel title reign.
A little bit of heel turn with it.
I wouldn't hate it. I don't know. Like I said before, I just feel like they're
We're just
booking Io to
confirmation
be.
bias because you said Bianca was with Naomi, Mike.
Oh yeah, he did say that. Yeah,
I did say that.
I
I
don't
don't
know.
know. I don't know. I still think she is.
It's possible. It is possible. I don't
It's a
think.
possibility.
She
I don't know
was.
if she like did it with her, but I think she's gonna like end up siding with her anyways.
She probably put a hit on her. I don't know. You never
Illegal.
know.
Sorry, I don't know why that
You
popped
know.
into my head.
And then with our final confirmed match, which I think received a pretty good build up, is Charlotte Flair versus Tiffany Stratton.
Yeah, that has had a really good build up. I really
Yeah.
hope Charlotte doesn't win. That's all I can say.
Honestly, me too. Because I'm kind of sick. No disrespect to Charlotte, because I believe she is a good talent, but also on the back end, she has the Flair name. I'm kind of am sick of seeing her leave, come back from an injury or from a break, and then squash younger talent or
Well, it's
ride our way back
it's
to
a
the
fact
top.
of life.
Yeah,
There's only three facts of life: death, taxes, and Charlotte Flair coming back from an injury and winning her match.
Precisely.
A title match specifically.
So I
Well, it
got
was a
Tiffy
Rumble.
winning. Hopefully, it was a Rumble. Yeah.
Yeah. I would also like to see Tiffany win, and I'm gonna go with Tiffany, but I have a sneaky suspicion it's gonna be Charlotte. But I'm sticking
Lord
with
forbid.
Tiffany Stratton.
I'm also
Lord
sticking with
forbid.
Tiffany.
If I see Richard Flair interfere in that match, like how he says he's going to interfere in the John Cena match, we're going to have a problem.
I would like to see Andrade cost Charlotte the title.
A little real life.
Imagine.
Did you just hear the Undertaker's bell?
Facts.
Delivers a tombstone pile driver to Charlotte Flair. All right.
That'll
and
be the day.
We have some predictions, but these are honestly all but confirmed matches. We're gonna start with CM Punk versus Seth Rollins versus Roman Reigns.
That one is officially confirmed now.
It is.
Yeah.
Never mind.
Yes, it is.
They just confirmed
Officially
it.
It was confirmed last Friday
on Friday. Okay, I missed
on a segment
SmackDown.
that I didn't
I
care
only
about.
saw the
But that's okay.
I've been
We
dealing
all
with some
did.
personal issues at home, so.
Yeah, I've been dealing with not having cable, so there's
Oh, and also it came on at 3:00, didn't it?
sure did.
Yeah.
3:00 or 4:00. Yep. One of
3:00 to
those times.
4:00.
No, 3:00 or 4:00.
Oh, okay.
One of those
Okay.
days. Yeah. I don't know.
Yeah.
I just work here.
Some days.
So
Yeah.
never mind. CM Punk versus Seth Rollins versus Roman Reigns is confirmed.
Mm-hmm.
How do you guys feel about that match?
I like it, to be honest. It took me a while to come around because I was hoping it would just be Punk and Rollins, but I think Roman adds an interesting element to it that'll keep it a little less predictable.
You're also saving Punk and Rollins for a later date.
Mm.
I can't wait to see Reigns versus Rollins again.
I feel like
Yeah.
surely somebody's got to turn in this, and it's going to be Seth Rollins.
You think it's gonna be Seth Rollins?
Yeah.
I don't know. I'd like to see Roman Reigns
Really?
heel again.
Am I alone in this again? I got Phil.
You got CM Punk.
Yeah, I got CM Punk.
I heard an interesting prediction that CM Punk's going to be the one to turn with Paul Heyman.
That would be really cool.
I have seen that one.
But
That'd be great.
the one I like more is Seth Rollins turning with Paul Heyman.
That would be-
little bit out of left field.
That would be even cooler.
My thing is CM Punk doesn't need Paul Heyman. Paul
No.
Heyman is a great, he's great on the mic. And
Yes.
I don't think that you should ever give someone else a chance to speak for CM Punk.
I agree. I could agree with that. He's been going ham in his promos lately. I don't know if you guys have been seeing them. The one on SmackDown I watched on the highlights on the YouTube channel.
Yeah.
It was really, really good. I've been loving his WrestleMania season promos.
Same here.
I would like CM Punk to win, but I don't know if he's going to.
What were your thoughts on the build to this match?
I like
I
it.
guess it kicked off with that cage match.
Yeah, I didn't
between-
expect that at all. I kind of forgot all about Roman.
Well,
Yeah.
being honest, it kicked off at the Rumble.
Yes.
For being
yes.
honest.
It kicked off at the Rumble where Seth was handing out stomps like they were cars, and he was handing them out to the people in the crowd of Oprah Winfrey.
Yeah.
You get a stomp. You get a stomp. Everyone gets a stomped Roman like 15 times, dude. I may be embellishing just a little bit.
I don't know if you guys saw, but I thought it was kind of funny. Roman Reigns also stomped Seth Rollins on Friday.
Yeah.
And that made it so all three members of the Shield hit the stomp in the same week.
Yeah.
Yep, saw that.
John Moxley hit the stomp over in AEW.
Yeah.
Yep.
That was pretty
Very interesting storytelling.
Yeah. But this build was pretty good. They started off like you guys said back at the Rumble, and then it kind of escalated through weeks, and then that cage match happened where Roman pulled Seth out. By the way, that match was amazing.
It was.
Yes.
I was just about to start texting about how they're overusing finishers, and then the crowd starts cheering and Seth gets ripped out of the ring.
Yeah. I think it was Punk that got ripped out, wasn't it?
No, it was Seth.
Punk was in the ring when Heyman went and comforted him.
Oh, yeah, that's right. Yeah.
Yeah.
Because Roman saw him making love, and then he went in and interrupted. He said, "Why are you doing that without me?" Or did I download the wrong?
I think I downloaded the wrong SmackDown. No, it's the right one. Oh, man. And it just escalated off of that. I think this is one of my favorite builds currently towards WrestleMania. And I can't wait for this match. Match definitely doesn't need a title. And it's going to... It might steal WrestleMania.
I also feel like... I don't expect Roman to win, but I feel like if he doesn't win, it's like further solidifies such a fall from grace for him. Like, he hasn't really done anything in quite a while.
About a year. It's
Yeah.
going to be a year. But to be fair, he had to get his family back on track. It was after his long movie shoot.
Yeah.
Yep.
Any predictions for this match? I know we went over heel turn predictions.
Go ahead, Saquon.
I was going to say Phil. I just got Phil.
I agree.
Yep.
Think CM Punk's going to win? I actually think it's going to be Reigns.
Really?
Yeah. And it's honestly for the simple fact that Punk and Rollins are even 1-1. So if Reigns wins, they stay at 1-1, and they can have like a tiebreaker. If Punk and Rollins win, then it's like, yeah, well, I beat you in a triple threat match. You're no threat to me.
Right.
Right.
That's fair. Well, if Roman wins, then that would further add more credibility to my theory that Seth Rollins might turn heel.
Yeah,
Because then it could be a babyface Roman against a heel Seth.
that's fair. Now moving into all but confirmed matches, I'm gonna get told another match is confirmed, aren't I? We got Randy Orton versus Kevin Owens.
Confirmed.
That's confirmed now.
Yep.
Okay.
Yep.
Correct
That's
that.
okay.
So Randy Orton's going to be facing Kevin Owens at WrestleMania.
Sure is.
This is confirmed, my sources say.
Yeah. Breaking news live on the Free State Sports Podcast.
How do you guys feel about this match in the build-up?
You can go first, Saquon.
I think I called it since the Rumble that Ivan won this version of Randy, especially with him bringing back the punt. Yeah, I'm really hoping that this WrestleMania match brings back '09 Randy, just ruthless, just murderous.
Ball brand.
Yeah, just ball brandy. So I think the build to this was good. I think this is better than some of the other build-ups, but yeah, this is going to be a good match. I thought this was going to be a maybe a no-hold barred or anywhere match, but I think it's going to do good for what it is.
Is it confirmed as just a normal match?
I believe so.
As of right now, yeah.
They should take everything off the table for this match.
I feel like they might
Unsanctioned
announce-
match.
They might later announce some kind of stipulation.
It's probably they're probably gonna have a fight that gets so bad. They're like, oh, we're gonna have to do this in a cage or
Unsanctioned
something.
match in Mania, freaking awesome.
Now you know what?
So
I'm about to. Before I even get to, they confirm Drew versus Damien.
I don't think they confirmed
Not
that one yet.
confirmed, but
Okay.
that is one of my predicted matches to happen.
Yes. All right. So we have a all but confirmed match, and I feel like it if we would have did this last weekend, it would have been a prediction, but they kind of furthered the story a little bit. So we got Drew McIntyre versus Damian Priest as a prediction. What do you guys think about that prediction, and if that match were to happen?
I would like that match quite a lot. I think it's another way to continue building Damien, keep his momentum going. I would like to see Damien win, but I don't know if like a big push is in the cards for him right now. Although I don't know what Drew would go after either. So I'm gonna predict Damien winning. Actually, I think Damien's gonna have a big upset and end up winning clean over Drew McIntyre.
Okay.
Saquon.
I think if you would have asked me 6 months ago that this would have been a possible match at Mania, I would have looked at you sideways.
I agree.
Because leading up to Mania this year, I would have predicted Roman, Seth, Punk, and Drew McIntyre. So for this to be happening, building up, especially with the backstage rumors of Drew not liking this, it's kind of odd. It's kind of weird, but the build up to it does make sense. Once again, another feud that's been happening for a couple months now since the Rumble and maybe even before that. I'm looking forward to it. Just like what Mike said, I think it might be an upset and Damian Priest will come up with the win. I'm not sure how, but it's going to be a banger of a match. It might be a sleeper of a match as well.
I agree with all that.
All right. Do you guys have any predictions you guys want to throw out there?
For this match?
No, for WrestleMania matches. Sorry.
Oh, okay. So this portion. Hold on. Let me go to my fancy list right here. 1 second.
I want to see an Austin Theory segment. That's what I want. Matter of fact, I want a match. Matter of fact, I got a problem. What happened to your accent now?
As long as it doesn't involve the Miz and dog, I'll be fine. But
Who do you think
Don't
would
forget
be a
about
good
Shane McMahon.
opponent for Austin Theory?
I would like to
Grayson
see Ray Phoenix, but the problem is Ray's most likely going to SmackDown and be away from his brother.
Most likely.
For a while.
Yeah, until they do not Survivor Series, but the WWE draft. I don't know why the heck they're still doing that. So silly.
I don't either.
Yeah. But your question, Andrew, was matches that we would like to see this year?
Yeah.
Question. Okay, so I have 4, and then let me know what your thoughts are.
Okay.
So for the IC Championship, I have Braun Breaker, Penta, and AJ.
That would be a great match.
That would be insane. That would tear the house down.
Okay.
That's realistic because didn't Penta declare he was going after the IC title?
Yeah, I
Yep.
think he just became the contender for
Did he?
I think so.
Who did he
Yeah.
beat? He beat somebody. I don't remember who it was.
I forgot who. I
Ludwig,
think it was during.
it was.
Was it Ludwig? No, I think you're right. Yeah.
Well, no, that was last week though.
Was it? It'd been overseas for too
He
long.
beat Ludwig Kaiser last week.
Yeah, but that's when he qualified for the...
No, that's when he declared he was going for the IC title.
No, he did. He did it. Yeah. Wow, that was last. Yep. And then that issue with Dom and Finn happened backstage. Yeah, and then because Dom had said he invited Penta to Judgment Day, and Dom didn't know that Penta said he's going for the IC Championship, even though Finn had a match that night for the IC Championship. Okay.
Yeah.
Yep. Andrew's right.
Yeah.
Andrew's right.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah.
Not the
that
number
was a
one
lot.
contender.
Yeah.
Not yet, but it's realistic. It is realistic.
Yeah, he's shooting for it.
All right. That's a good match.
Right.
I really want to see AJ at WrestleMania.
I think
And I
AJ...
think those three would... Oh, they would take the house down.
I think AJ might end up facing Karrion Kross.
Ooh.
Because they've been doing like the, devil on the shoulder type thing for a while.
That's true. Didn't he have a program with AJ already?
He had a backstage encounter with AJ.
He's had several.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. You said you had 3 more, Saquon?
Yep, I got 3 more. For SmackDown, because this has been an ongoing thing, and I feel like Mike will like this one. The Street Profits versus DIY versus the Motor City Machine Guns versus Pretty Deadly for the World Tag Team Championships, or are they the WWE Championships? One or two.
One of the two.
One of the two. That's pretty sick. I would like it.
Yeah, they've been doing a lot of the 4-way matches when it comes to the tag team matches and championship matches.
Yeah.
At Mania.
Yeah. And that can definitely be a banger.
Yeah.